Alrighty, guys, thank you very much for joining me. I am Jayzon, and I will be hosting for this Division 2 match here between Shots Fired and Party Bush at your mom's house. So we are going to be on Infernal Shrines for this map. No, that is not an error. We are not on one of the new maps. It actually is Infernal Shrines, which is nice for once. But the ban phase is already over. We have Zagara and Kerrigan being banned out, two very popular heroes on this map. Specifically, Kerrigan, very, very good at being able to capture the shrines and clear those quickly with her resets on her Q, being able to jump all around those things and just clear them like mad. Zagara, of course, the queen, not only of the Zerg, well, actually, I guess they're both kind of queen of the Zerg if you think about it, but also the queen of all of these pushing maps where it's good to have a specialist push. But Zol is going to be the pickup, so not a huge surprise there. If you can't have Zagara or Sylve on this map, Zol is just as good in a lot of ways. Good at being able to split push on this map. And so that's a good start. It's a good start for Shots Fired. Getting one of the big specialists on the map. Sylvanas is still available. Party Bush might think about going for that here. Because if not, I see it getting banned out. They've already banned out Zagara and prioritized Zol, so it seems like Shots Fired really does have a lockdown on wanting to control these. And there it is. Sylve, sure enough. What do you know? And so we are going to see Auriel coming out here from Party Bush. It makes a lot of sense. Auriel, very good on this map, able to get a lot of extra energy from her Q, being able to sweep into all those minion waves on the shrines, get a lot of extra damage out to clear those, as well as a lot of extra energy to heal. Teams tend to prioritize heroes with good wave clear on this map, as you guys can see, Zol, Sylvanas, Auriel, because when you can clear up those minions really quickly on the shrine, it gives you a huge advantage on this map. Muradin, also not bad at being able to clear, also has very good engage and disengage in those pits that we know as the shrines, constantly being able to dwarf toss out to any of those corners, to over any of those walls, to be able to get to safety if he does get a little too much heat inside those map objective areas. And it is going to be Valla coming out here from Shots Fired. Valla looking to really fire some shots herself there. Pretty good pick. Maybe a little bit early for Valla, but with her new rework here, we're seeing teams prioritize her a little bit higher. We're seeing a little bit more success with those Valla players. So not a huge shocker, but it's going to give Party Bush a good, solid opportunity here to apply one heck of a healer chokehold. And sure enough, there it is. They're going to go ahead and ban out Uther, who has pretty decent wave clear if he builds it correctly. Also, just in general, a good denier of a lot of different abilities. So Party Bush might be foreshadowing a little bit with that Uther ban, maybe trying to not enable something that they're looking to counter here in the rest of their draft. So we'll have to be looking out for what that might be. ETC is going to be the ban out, so definitely no Divine Moshes, no mosh pits at all now with Shots Fired getting rid of ETC. Going to apply that tank chokehold since they already have Muradin. That makes a lot of sense. Next two pickups here for Party Bush. I expect that if they want a second support, they probably get it here, but they also may not want to go that direction just yet. They may want to keep their draft a little bit open to maybe deciding what they want to do. They are going to continue with the theme of wave clear, and they're going to go ahead and get Johanna, who is the best wave clear hero for the Warriors, but one of the best wave clear heroes in the game is Johanna, so very good on this map. Also very annoying that she's able to dive in pretty deep into those shrine areas and get a lot of harass out. So good solid pick there with Auriel. The two of them together can do a lot, especially if you put, especially with Auriel, if you take that level 7 talent that gives you back more energy when whoever you have linked takes damage. I believe it's Sympathetic Link is that talent. And Johanna can take a ton of damage, can give a ton of energy, and that system can just feed itself over and over again. So Thrall is going to be the pickup here for Party Bush. Another very strong frontliner, someone who also has pretty decent wave clear with that chain lightning. So in general, Party Bush drafting very, very well for the map, I do believe. And they're building a pretty strong engage team as well between Johanna and Thrall. They have a lot of frontline. Auriel, a very good support for that kind of frontline, dealing a lot of damage and taking a lot of damage. Sylve, very good on this map in general. So I really, really like what we're seeing coming out of Party Bush. We'll have to see how they decide to respond to these last two picks, as Brightwing is going to be the healer. One of the best healers in the game right now. Global presence. Not always a huge priority on this map, but it does help being able to get a little bit of extra time split pushing, soaking a side lane, and then being able to use that global to get up to the objective. So we may see shots fired, sending out their Brightwing to do that as we get closer and closer to these map objective timers. What is going to be their last pick here? They could use possibly another frontliner if they want to be particularly aggressive. Zol can kind of fill that role, but he's not really the best at it. He's meant to be split pushing. So right now, you've got your frontliner Muradin, you've got backline damage Vala, you've got Brightwing as your support. You don't really have a burst damage dealer here for the side of shots fired. I don't know. The Vala's sustained damage. Zol doesn't do a lot of burst, but they are going to go full aggro mode here with Artanis. A very surprising pickup here. They're going to go double frontline, and that is instantly going to spawn out the Tychus pick from Party Bush. They didn't even have to think about that for a single second. A very strong draft coming out here from Party Bush, and I mentioned that they may want to save that for a response. The advantage of last pick, in this case, Tychus coming out in full force against these double frontliners, and I think that Party Bush has won this draft. No doubt about it in my mind. They are my favorites going into this one. I also had the pleasure of seeing Party Bush in at least one or two of their placement matches, and they did a very, very nice job of playing to those map objectives and showed that they have a lot of talent on their team. I'm a little bit surprised, actually, that they got placed into Division 2, but we'll have to see how that turns out for them here. Shots fired, no slouches either. They also do have at least a decent draft for the map. I do like Brightwing and the ability to sustain. Not a whole lot of burst damage for Party Bush, so you do see that those Brightwing sustained heals could end up working to their favor. I also like Artanis and Brightwing as a combo. It's a combo I've done a few times with a friend of mine, Ice Fox, who's a very, very good Artanis player. And the way Artanis works with those shields and his passive being below 50% self-sustain, along with Brightwing's ability to shield, to pixie dust, to get the extra block in while Artanis is getting those shields back and the sustained heals. Those two can be a very nasty combo. But we will have to see how that works out for him, as we are loading in to Infernal Shrines. These teams are not messing around. They are ready to go here tonight. And I'm excited to be able to bring this Division 2 match to you guys. Thank you very much for joining me here tonight. It's going to be a lot of fun. I can already tell both these teams are ready to go. Should be interesting to see which team comes out on top of these shrines. Sylve and Zol do both have the ability to split push, but I suspect that Party Bush is going to be rotating to those map objectives and trying pretty hard to capture them, because most of the value that you get out of Sylvanas on this map is when you have the map objective, whereas most of the advantage you get out of Zol is split pushing away from the objective. So we'll have to see which strategy these teams decide to go with and which one pays off, as Shots Fired is going to be your blue team on the left. Bacon will be playing Vala. Terezi is going to be playing Brightwing. Kimichi is going to be playing Zol. Dicky Douche is going to be playing Muradin, and Checkmate will be playing Artanis. On the right, Party Bush at your mom's house will be your red team with Twinkle Talon on Johanna. Tychus will be played by Teeth. Shamhat will be playing Auriel. Foxio on Thrall, and Scathar on Sylvanas. So both teams electing to go ahead and rotate to the mid. Brightwing not even bothering running anywhere. Gonna go ahead and stay behind for now to see if they need to port anywhere in particular. They're gonna immediately send Artanis up to the top lane. Is shots fired. Bacon with a little bit of a juke there on Froxio, making sure not to get hit by those wolves and get the root out. Twinkle Talon going in a little bit deep to get some damage out, but Kamichi will be able to walk away from that with that shield. And overall, the lane clear advantage going over to Party Bush at your mom's house there, which I will probably end up calling Party Bush for the rest of this match, but it's just a long name, people. There's not much I can do about it. But Dicky Douche getting out here pretty ham. Gonna go ahead and hit that hammer out on Froxio. They don't do a very great job there of coordinating. We're gonna need to see a little bit more coordination out of that stun combo into the root from Muradin and Zol if they want to end up getting some picks. But the 4-man rotations are on. Party Bush actually electing to leave Twinkle Talon on a consistent basis up in this mid lane to get that soak, and we are going to see Party Bush getting a little bit of push into shots fired bottom, their bottom front wall there. Going to lose a little bit of soak, but these rotations are continuing. Both teams meeting a little bit in the middle of those rotations, not being too overly aggressive, but also not afraid to try and slow each other down a little bit. It does look like Party Bush is getting a little bit of an advantage in that push battle, but both teams losing a little bit of soak in each lane as this goes. But both teams pretty even on XP right now. Nothing too crazy. Not a huge amount of damage going out on either lane. Teeth dealing a little bit of damage up here to Checkmate. Ultimately, theoretically, should be able to win that matchup, Tychus versus Artanis. But again, the aggressive rotation here from Party Bush. Not afraid to go ahead and rotate full forward. You can see Shamhat just saving that full amount of energy, ready to throw out a heal when it's needed, but not needed yet. Zol electing to not rotate here, and here we go. We see already the strategy coming out here as 5-man rotation from Party Bush. Shots fired, only sending 4 members, and they are not going to be able to sustain too well in this situation. Checkmate getting very, very low. The chase is on, and the root will hit, but will they be able to hit over the wall? Thrall will actually go down, getting a little bit too deep into that. They're actually going to send Sylvanas down to this mid lane to try and get a little bit of a response to what Zol is doing down here. A nice exchange there for the side of shots fired in that 4v5 situation, being able to get a pick from the overextension of Thrall. We do see, though, a pretty even exchange here in this 3-for-3, but we are going to see Thrall rotating up here. Shamhat should eventually be able to get these heals out, but the question is if they're going to be able to turn this in time. Still almost dead even on the Shrine in the top lane, while Zol and Sylvanas are off side soaking. The 4v4 will be back on here. Dicky Douche getting way too far in as Muradin is going to get taken down there. Twinkle Talon also getting very, very low, but the sustained healing just enough to keep him alive. However, Tychus will not be so lucky. Checkmate in there deep is going to be able to get that out, and here we see this combination of Artanis and Brightwing able to get some serious sustain going on, but ultimately Checkmate going to have to try and back out of this situation as soon as Artanis feels like he can no longer attack. He has to back up. He's no longer getting those shields. Tarizi completely out of mana, and he has to back out, but still pretty even overall as Checkmate goes to tap, is going to be able to get back into this. Tarizi bees it and is going to be able to instantly phase shift back in, so no big deal there. This is still a 4v3. Dicky Douche is back in on this. Twinkle Talon getting very, very low. Shamhat not quite able to keep them up enough as Checkmate flying in there with that charge, and Teeth getting a ton of damage out. And the polymorph, the clutch polymorph from Tarizi may have saved some serious lives there. Bacon going in with not a whole lot of health as the battle just rages on. The blinds are coming out, are really not enabling Bacon, but again, Froxio getting caught out. A very nice swap in there to get him out of position. Twinkle Talon getting low. However, even though they're paying with their lives, they do end up getting the Punisher. A very close race will end up being won there. It was close for a while, but in the end, they were able to pull away, was Party Bush. meanwhile, finally, maybe a moment here to be able to take a look at some of these other lanes. Zol definitely seeing an advantage in shots on the cannons at least, but overall nothing too crazy as they did send Sylve to constantly be able to counter soak those. I kind of expected shots fired to commit a little bit harder to that, but they didn't want to give up too much to the Zol, which makes a lot of sense. He can get a lot done if he's left completely alone. And even not being left completely alone, you can see he got a little bit of damage to both of these front walls. Actually a decent amount of damage. He softened those up. We know that the next Punisher is going to be in one of those lanes. So the front wall's already softened up in case we do see shots fired pick up that next Punisher. They do also get a bit of a level advantage here. 5 kills to 1, so some of those kills definitely a factor, but a full level lead at this point for the side of shots fired. They are about to pick up level 10s, but Kamichi is going to be caught out here in this rotation. Can he get out? The armor being popped a little bit early is actually going to lose a lot of value there. We do see the phase shift in from Brightwing and the rotation from Bacon to at least be able to put a little bit of harass on the backside. They are going to back off of Kamichi there, and we're going to see Bacon going ahead and going back to work on that camp. Is going to pick it up here uncontested at this point to get a little extra push in the mid lane. We're actually seeing a 4-man commitment for now to this mid lane. Are they going to stay? I feel like they could stay here and get a little bit of advantage from these bruisers and their level 10s, but instead they're going to rotate to the bottom. They catch Oreo completely out. Shamhat in objective horror here is going to go down. A great rotation there from shots fired. Party Bush going to go ahead and push that mid lane on in. Tychus going down also in that top line. Checkmate. Well, checkmating Tychus, I guess. Finally getting an advantage in that matchup in the top lane, the solo laners. And you see Checkmate slowly healing up as he's dealing damage to get those shields while he's under 50. I really love that Artanis mechanic when you got a sustained healer. Slowly going to heal that back up as you get your armor. But I should chase shields. But it's getting a nice advantage here for the side of shots fired. With those kills, they didn't have... Oh, but a huge Sunra's going to come out and going to go straight into Artanis. You can't get shields if you're not attacking. Proxio going completely ham here. Full 5-man commitment from Party Bush. They did indeed come out of the bushes here. We're also seeing Shamhat with a very nice Aegis on himself as they picked up 10s. They knew that they had the advantage in there with those ults coming out of that with full health, and they took full advantage of it. They're going to be able to catch up here, but they're actually going to choose to rotate out, see if they can't catch a few members here, and a last-second vault will prevent Vala from going down, but Proxio is going to turn on Bacon. Bacon coming back and maybe trying a little bit too hard to pressure them off here as the Arcane Punisher will be picked up. It's going to be pushing this mid lane. That's a huge win for Party Bush on this objective. Mid lane pushing here as we will see the Punisher jumping over the wall. A successful bait over that wall. We'll have to see how aggressive they want to be. No frontliners at this party. They have sent the Party Bush frontliners down to the bottom lane, but still not afraid to go in here, get some damage, and we're actually going to see Artanis going down, but Muradin also going to go down in the other. Well, no, right here, and just going completely ham here. All 5 have rotated up here, and they are pushing with this Sylvanas, able to shut down these towers. The Punisher is going to go down, but with 2 members down, they're not afraid to continue pushing here. No front line for the side of shots fired, and Party Bush knows it. They are going to take full advantage to be able to get that front wall as well. Very, very nice plays there from Party Bush, knowing what having good map awareness of where their opponents are, what they can do. Immediately we see Scathar going to the top lane, putting some additional pressure here. As soon as Checkmate appears, probably going to back out. Don't want to stay too long. Nice response to this bottom pressure as well. Teams are going to go ahead and start prioritizing camps. Bacon and Dicky Douche are going to start working on this top lane, bruisers to get a little pressure in the top. Bruisers are going to be picked up here by Party Bush. So both teams making nice fast rotations to these. And setting up a little bit of a Party Bush gank here. Well, indeed, Party Bush. Gonna catch out Kamichi a little bit. A long way to get back to safety there. They do decide to not pursue as they can't quite see where the rotations are going to come from shots fired. They were in the top lane, so didn't want to risk too much there. So they will end up backing off of that. Terizi going to check out that at Khazra camp. Going to see if they're trying to steal on the siege camp, but no such luck. Not catching anybody out there with an easy rotation. They're going to instead rotate and go ahead and pick it up. Meanwhile, in the bottom lane, we do see Party Bush picking those up.
Ready. A shrine gathers power. You will take.
Ooh, a little bit of an engage going on in the bottom lane, but nothing too crazy. It does look like they're going to successfully be able to get out of that situation. Party Bush rotating around, trying to catch people out, but both teams pretty close to 16 here. Or pretty close in level, not having 16, I should say. They're both 15. So they're not. We're not looking at 16 here. Neither of these teams are going to have it in time. There's not really going to be any advantage. So this should be a fair 5v5 fight. We'll have to see which team can manage to go ahead and get this. They are going to go ahead and get a little bit of pressure in this bottom lane at least. But commitment coming in from the frontliners. The back line not committing quite as well here for shots fired. But here comes Party Bush pushing forward through the team. A lot of damage coming out from Bacon and that strafe. The return damage, however, but look at that Poison Nova just taking down the health bars, and we are going to see Ario going down. Twinkle Talon is going to be able to get out there just barely, but a very nice job by Shots Fired being able to push them out. With Brightwing, should be able to pretty easily get the team healed back up. They're going to start to take a huge advantage on this shrine. They're actually going to send Zol also to that mid lane to be able to get a little bit of pressure, which I think is a really nice move. No fourth in that bottom lane. They have already taken it down. So this Punisher, should they be able to finish off picking it up, which it does look like they're going to be able to, going to be threatening that keep right off the bat. They also have level 16s achieved here, but they're right around the corner for Party Bush. They should be able to pick these up right around when this... actually, they're going to send Johanna to the top lane to pick it up, and there it is. As soon as Johanna finishes with that clear, we'll probably see the B come out. Indeed. And, but here comes the Punisher, and here comes Shots Fired. They're going to be looking to see if they can catch anybody out, catch anybody off guard. Successful bait over the wall, and they are laying into that Punisher. The health just completely evaporating from that Punisher. The Sunder is going to come out, and it looks like they might be ready to try to counter-engage here. They do catch Zol out. He's going to be caught in range of those towers, and it's going to be taken down. Checkmate also going down. That Purifier Beam not going to be effective enough to take down Twinkle Talon, so a very nice defense there from Party Bush. And Shots Fired on the run here. They are going to be able to get out safely. Terizi using that Blink Heal, that extra mobility to be able to follow Bacon around to be able to get out, but a huge rotation here from Shots Fired. They're going to go directly to that bottom lane, and they're going to start softening up that bottom lane, and going to easily be able to get this fort down with Sylvanas. Being able to shut these down at this level, they can just completely melt structures, and I don't think they're going to stop here. It looks like they're actually going to rotate straight to the front wall. They are going completely ham here. They are going to force Shots Fired to respawn. They want to fight, and they are going to get it. Because here comes the rotation. A very aggressive rotation from Bacon from the backside. Going to get a little damage out. I'm a little bit surprised we didn't see the turn. I felt like Bacon was completely out of position there, but Party Bush just electing to be happy with that front wall. They're able to get both of those cannons down and some decent damage out on the wall. And they're going to start rotating to try to paint the map red here. However, every single member of Shots Fired is out here. They could look to contest over on that side. It looks like instead they're going to choose to rotate down, clear the Khazra camp, while the response here, a very, very quick capture there from Party Bush, able to completely melt those Khazra camps. And we'll see a little bit of a skirmish here in the middle. Both teams are going to go ahead and try and clear this lane out. We will see the Punisher in the mid lane here. No mid lane keep for the side of Shots Fired. So a lot on the line for them on this map objective. If they lose it, they could be seeing some serious pressure from Scathar on that Sylvanas to go after that keep. But they're going to have to win the skirmish first. Right now, both teams pretty healthy. Nothing crazy coming out here. We did see drill dropped. So as soon as that drill got dropped, we saw Shots Fired go ahead and back out of that situation. It's going to be basically a zero value drill there, but all the other ults are definitely coming out here. Going to hit Shamhat with that Purifier Beam. It is going to end up taking him down here, and that is going to be a 3 for nothing and a 4 for nothing here. Complete annihilation from the side of Shots Fired. Very impressive, being able to just completely annihilate them in that fight. All the abilities coming out, ton of damage coming out from Strafe, ton of damage coming out from Poison Nova in that pit. Nice isolations there from both Muradin and Artanis, just ridiculous. And the sustained healing coming out from that Brightwing, the full phase shift filled with that Pixie Dust, being able to get the shield dust as well as the bounty dust there from Brightwing, getting the sustain in on that fight. And I'm telling you, I feel like there was something missing from that fight, and it might have been that Draken laser drill that Tychus had dropped earlier. Maybe could have turned that fight a little bit with a couple of kills, but who knows? You know, it felt like that was pretty one-sided there. We will see there's still that error in the UI, unfortunately. But again, baiting over the wall, a nice job there by Party Bush, and they're going to immediately respond with the Sunder. That is going to get Artanis down, and a nice Aegis to be able to save Twinkle Talon, who is under the effect of that Purifier Beam. Is going to get Bacon caught out there a little bit, and Therese not really anywhere to go with those Blink Heals. Is going to get a lot of harassment there, but nice response yet again from Party Bush. They were able to get that mid keep there, were Shots Fired, but as soon as that Punisher got to that front wall, they baited it over the wall. As soon as it went down, they're responding really well with that Sundering is Froxio, and they are willing to capitalize on it. They're going deep for these kills, being able to get at least a pick or two off of these defenses and immediately push them back, even with level 20s in. Very impressive from Shots Fired, or from Party Bush. They're not willing to give up just because they lost those map objectives. They're not getting frazzled. They're not getting tilted. And now they have level 20s. Here comes the Envade. Dicky Douche is in a lot of trouble. He's gonna have to Dwarf Toss out of the situation, but the complete lockdown on him there. They're not gonna let him even get close to Dwarf Tossing. And all of a sudden, the rotation down to bottom, they have found Kamichi out of place. And just a little bit of miss CC there. They weren't able to get the Wolf. They weren't able to get the Whip into the wall. So he will be able to walk away with his life there. But Muradin not so lucky. Another nice pick there from Party Bush. And all of a sudden, these little staggered deaths are really starting to add up. As Shots Fired, slowly but surely, losing the little advantages that they gain from being able to get these map objectives. So strong rotation coming out here from Party Bush. They are going to go ahead and actually split up. They send Sylvanas back to clean up that camp that's on their top keep front wall. They go ahead and grab these. Oh, but look out. The rotation here, as they are going to go after Fruxio, they will get the root out with the Purifier Beam. A very nice combo there from Shots Fired, as they are able to completely delete Thrall off the map with that combo. They'll clean up the camp, and they should have a rotational opportunity here to get an advantage, but they're going to choose to fight instead. The Draken Laser Drill dropped right in the middle of the fight this time. It's going to be completely focused on Artanis. That is going to proc an immediate response of retreat here, as Kamichi taking a ton of damage in the middle of that fight, but down comes Dicky Douche. Going to be able to get a little bit of... Muradin going to be enough to turn that fight to where they feel like they need to retreat. However, they didn't lose anybody else. No deaths at all. So just a nice stalling job there. They will get a little bit of a stall out here, but I don't know if that's going to be enough to really swing this Punisher in their direction. With Thrall still down for another 8 seconds. They have started on this. They're already a quarter of the way there. They are going to go ahead and rotate, but I think it's a moot point at this point. I don't think that they do actually have the ability to steal this. Only 13 left at this point. That grenade completely whiffing, not getting a single one. 4 left, and they are going to really need to back out of this situation. I feel like they need to back out, go back to the wall, and try and defend. And that is what they're going to do. They're going to go ahead and rotate out. They do have that incredible engage. We've been seeing very nice engages here from Froxio to be able to get that Sunder as a response to when the Punisher goes down. So we'll have to see if they do that again. We're actually going to see a smart rotation here from Shots Fired. Oh, well, they might have been going after... Yeah, they were thinking about going after that camp, but they are actually... the Punisher already there. Maybe a little faster than they thought. Right away, that Punisher jumping right on top of Teeth. Not a whole lot of follow-up there, though, from the side of Shots Fired. They're choosing instead to completely focus fire down this keep, and they are going to get the first keep of the game. But the question is, are they going to go for anything else? It looks like they're going to... It looks like they were thinking about backing out here, but here comes the engage. They're going to go ahead and swap out Ariel, but here's the Sunder. Yet again, as soon as that Punisher goes down, they completely split up the team, but we are going to see Johanna actually the first to fall here. Artanis will die in response, but straight back to the Hall of Storms. Go Party Bush. As soon as they lost Johanna, all of them hit the retreat button. Went ahead and started going back, but the response is out here. They are on the chase, looking for Dicky Douche here, who's getting very, very low on Muradin. He is going to go down. No Avatar, no Dwarf Toss in that situation. Teeth on Tychus, the perfect hero to be able to chase and deal damage while on the chase. Gets them down immediately, and they're going to continue chasing here. They realize they've got a 4v3 situation with Sylvanas. They can get yet another fort in this top lane as a response. Froxio getting a little bit aggressive in there, but will be warded off there by that group. These teams just going back and forth, man. Every time you think somebody's got an advantage, every time Shots Fired has an advantage, Froxio keeps sundering the crap out of them to be able to get the response and the counter engage, killing somebody. That time, actually, they didn't have any kills right off the bat, but a healthy 4-man there, even without Twinkle Talon, enough to push him back and secure a Muradin kill. So we do see these teams starting to rotate around, painting the map their colors, and it is going to be in the mid lane. So both of these teams do have just the keep up in those lanes. No huge advantage from that RNG of that spawn. Actually, it wouldn't have really mattered. The last one was in the top lane, so it was going to be either bottom or mid. We do see a bit of a rotation here. Twinkle Talon maybe trying to look at a little engage there. Party Bush doing what their name would suggest, hanging out in the bushes, working on their Chinese bush meta. Seeing if they can catch anybody out here. Just looking for an engage at this point. Both teams trying to clear this this mid camp, as both the mid camps and the top camps have both been picked up. So they're both just pressing against each other. It looks like the side of Shots Fired, that top camp getting the advantage with those catapults is going to end up pushing up in that top lane. But right now, both these teams just kind of feeling each other out, kind of going back and forth. We are seeing Party Bush trying to stall a little bit as Sylvanas goes up and cleans up that top shaman camp. Shamhat is a girl. Well, I will start calling it that way. My mistake. I wish the names came with genders. That would make it a lot easier for us. But my apologies, Samhat. She's playing a great game. What can we say? the blind actually coming out there from Shamhat, and a complete annihilation there of Vala, just completely blowing up. The Sunder's going to come out, and Artanis is going to end up paying for his life as well. And all of a sudden, Shots Fired on the run right as they start to try and get this Punisher. This could be disastrous for them. A very, very well fought and long match, leading to a complete a complete nightmare of an engage there. Their team completely split up. Vala way split out from the team. Nothing that the frontliners could really do about that. A very nice Sunder to be able to isolate the team from Artanis so that they could finish off that pick as well. They are going to get this Punisher completely uncontested. And it's going to be pushing down this mid lane with a Sylvanas, as this is a very, very scary moment if you're on the side of shots fired. Twinkle Talon actually leaving the game. That's probably not good. So we are going to go ahead and see the pause come out for Twinkle Talon. And oh my goodness. It's been, as Dawn is saying, this has been a great game so far. And I'm very, very impressed. It could have ended up like 3 TFSs ago, but that mistake's made in this game. Yeah. Clean play is for Korean teams. I don't know, I think NA teams can play cleanly as well, but look at some of these builds going on here from these teams. Right now we got what am I doing? I got them at the top. So full hypershift build from the start there from Brightwing, which makes sense on this map. Globals are pretty good on this map. Blink heal, of course, when you're solo healing, it's kind of hard to not go blink heal. But Storm Shield coming out with the bouncy dust. So a lot of prevention here from Brightwing is what they're going for there. Poison Nova, of course, coming out from Zol. I admit that I am not the biggest Zol expert. He's one of the heroes I don't know a whole lot about, but seeing the Shade coming out, be able to get some of that extra tankiness on that front line. But even with Artanis and Muradin, never hurts to have a little bit of extra survivability, a little bit of extra sustain. Seasoned Marksman coming out there from Artanis. Triple Strike, Titan Killer. So going mostly bruiser talents in general, which makes sense when you got a Muradin Avatar coming out with Hardened Shield, Stone Form. Burning Range, which is nice on this map to be able to get a little extra clearing power. Third Wind, just the extra ability to walk away and get a little bit extra healing to be able to come into the fight a little bit quicker. Can't see the talents because of this darn bar. But, so the Vala talents have always been interesting to me lately with the new Vala. Hot Pursuit, interesting with the extra stacks of hatred, giving extra movement speed, being able to chase people down really well. Punishment, increasing the damage of multi-shot, which is really great for clearing maps, gives a little extra wave clear to Vala, so that's pretty cool. Same with Arsenal, just getting extra clear. Strafe, of course, which Rain or Strafe, they both give a decent little bit of extra wave clear, but of course Strafe is kind of passive. You certainly wouldn't want to use Rain for just for the purposes of wave clear, but I guess you wouldn't really want to use Strafe just for that reason either. So that's kind of cool. It gives her a little extra tankiness with Gloom there. But just getting the extra hatred, which is nice, making it a little easier to keep the hatred stacks up there. Increases the basic attack range, which is nice. But it looks like these teams just about ready to go. The potato computer has come back to life, and we are back to the ultra scary moment here. 4 shots fired, as we will see. But however, the blue team's core on the other side, the top lane is starting to push in. So not all is lost here. 4 shots fired. If they can mount a defense here, all their heroes are up. The core still is at full health. However, the keep is already down. Still 75% health. As a nice pull in there. Nice condemn from Twinkle Talon. The jump is going to catch Checkmate out. on Artanis, and suddenly the Punisher chasing Bacon around, and we will see Zol falling in the bottom section, completely isolated from his team, and that looks like it's going to be it. They are focusing on the core. Froxio actually going to try to get one more pick there on Bacon, but at this point, all Teeth has to do is just stand there and keep shooting at that core, and it is over. Just like that, Party Bush comes swinging out of that pause with full support of that Punisher. It was going to be really hard for them to turn that around, and that is it. Congratulations to Party Bush at your mom's house. They do a nice job of being able to control those. And like I said, they built really, really well for the map. I do feel like they were not in control of this match the entire game. But but they do end up picking up the win in the end, being able to take a very nice fight. And every time they had an advantage, they really, really took full advantage of it. They'd get a couple picks. They'd go to one of the lanes and take out one of the forts with Sylvanas and that big push that they have. They had really good sieging ability. And just in general, they did a really, really nice job of pushing those advantages when they got a couple of picks. In the end as well, when they were able to get those couple of picks, they just scooped up that Punisher really, really quick, pushed with it, and they did not hesitate. They knew that that was their opportunity to win the game. They did not want to give Shots Fired another chance to be able to make a comeback, and they took that game in just very fashionable, very dominating effort in that last bit. Up to then, it was actually fairly even. I believe it was actually at one point even kill count near the end there. But so going back to the talents, we went over a couple of them in the pause, so not too much need to go over everything. Paralysis, obviously, on Sylvanas. Great map to be able to shut down those towers for a little extra time. A little extra tankiness there. Well, a little extra cooldown reduction with Lost Soul, being able to get those Shadow Daggers out more often to be able to get the extra vulnerability more often, which is nice. You can also take that talent to get the extra healing from Lost Soul. But decided to go with Barb Shot and Will the Forsaken. Not worrying too much about tankiness, mostly focusing on the PvE aspects, which is great on this map. And with Artanis, Muradin, Zol, and Brightwing, so much CC lockdown, Will of the Forsaken getting a lot of value. Going with the wave clear talents, those first couple ones for Thrall, very standard, follow through Sunder, Giant Killer. So in general, pretty standard from Froxio. Did a great job of getting those counter Sunders. Really liked a lot of that. Going with the quest talent for Ariel, and of course the Majestic Span. Most people take that talent. It's very nice to be able to get the extra radius, but especially on wave clear maps like this. Actually going with Energized Cord, gonna get a little bit of extra energy from their own attack, from her own attacks there. Our Sham Hat, not electing to go with the. I think both have value. I think you get a lot of value out of Energized Cord, but I also, when you're playing with a Johanna, I really, really like the Empathetic link to be able to get all that extra return from Johanna when they're in there on those shrines. Crystal Aegis coming out there, a lot of really clutch Aegis plays there from Sham Hat. Saved a lot of players right at that very last second. Blinding Flash, very nice when you're going up against an Artanis who needs to be able to hit at low health to be able to get those shields back. And Vala, of course. Giving that extra attack speed, I imagine, to Thrall or Tychus. Saw the hat on Tychus a few times, getting a lot of energy back. Shield of Hope, always nice. Press the Advantage coming out there with In the Rhythm. I'm not a huge Tychus expert, but Draken Laser Drill did some nice zoning. I'll tell you, every time that Laser Drill came out, it was like an instant notice for Shots Fired to just back out. So that's the stuff coming out, of course. Sizzling attacks. Johanna going with Reinforce. Pretty standard picks. Not seeing anything too out of the ordinary. Of course, the extra Burning Rage from both tanks. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the talent builds. Both these teams doing a really, really nice job. It was a great match, back and forth. congratulations once again to Party Bush for taking the big win here in Division 2. They're gonna both these teams were pretty near the middle. So we're gonna see them start to advance up. It's gonna be really close for a lot of the even record teams for the playoffs this season. It does seem like after the integration of a lot of these placement teams that you might have to have a little bit more of an even record to make playoffs. So these midseason wins are going to give a little bit of relief to a lot of these players that are somewhere in the middle, or a lot of these placement teams that are just coming in fresh to get a little bit of an extra advantage and a little bit less pressure as we get close to the end of the season. So congratulations to them. We'll look forward to seeing them in the rest of the season to see how they turn out. And good job to Shots Fired. They had a lot of great plays and a lot of great moments in this match as well. We've got another match coming up in just a few moments. We're going to see Tire Fire Pyre. Boy, I'm going to trip over that all match long, versus Skylight. So I'm going to be really excited to bring you guys that one. We'll see you in just a few.